Hi there! Welcome to What is Islam Academy. Let's learn about Islam together.
There's a captivating idea, whispered through ages of philosophy and echoed in modern spirituality. It suggests the soul has no beginning and no end, that it is an eternal, uncreated spark of divinity, a universe unto itself. It's the belief that says, I am my own light, the master of my own eternal destiny. It's a beautiful, empowering, and poetic thought, but is it grounded in reality? If this were true, if the soul were truly a self-sufficient, eternal entity, then our lived experience should reflect this independence. Yet, when we look honestly at the human condition, we find a profound and inescapable paradox. The reality we inhabit seems to tell a very different story. Consider our relationship with our physical bodies. If the soul is an eternal, independent driver, why is its experience so utterly dependent on a vehicle that rusts, breaks down, and eventually turns to dust? Our consciousness, our memories, our very personality can be altered by physical injury, illness, or the simple, inevitable process of aging. An eternal light should not dim as the lamp that holds it grows old. This deep entanglement with a finite, fragile body suggests the soul is not a master, but a resident in a temporary home. Furthermore, why does a being of supposed inherent light spend so much of its existence searching for it? We feel lost without guidance. We suffer from existential dread, a feeling of being adrift in a meaningless cosmos. We constantly seek wisdom from books, from mentors, from philosophies. This relentless universal cry for meaning and purpose is not the behavior of a self-sufficient entity, it is the sound of a created being, designed with an innate need to connect to its creator and understand its given purpose. Can something so clearly limited, dependent, and fragile be truly eternal on its own? A watch, with all its intricate precision, cannot will itself into existence, nor can it comprehend the watchmaker who designed it, yet its very function and form are undeniable proof of his existence. Similarly, our soul's limitations are not evidence of its flaws but signposts. Its hunger for truth, its capacity for love, its yearning for justice, and its desperate need for guidance, these are not signs of self-sufficiency. They are the indelible fingerprints of a higher source, pointing us back to the only one who is truly eternal, self-sufficient, and the giver of all light. The claim that the soul is eternal by itself seems attractive. I am my own light. I am a flame that never dies. But when we think deeper, the cracks appear. If your soul were truly eternal and self-sufficient, why does it rely on food, air, water, shelter, and companionship? Why does it feel pain, hunger, fear, and hope? Dependency is proof of limitation, and what is limited cannot be the ultimate source of itself. If something depends, it must come from something greater that it depends on. The bedrock of all science and rational thought is a simple, undeniable principle: the law of causality. Every effect you observe in the universe has a cause that preceded it. A domino falls because another one struck it. A planet follows its orbit because of a star's immense gravitational pull. Nothing simply pops into existence from absolute nothingness. This isn't just a convenient theory, it is a fundamental law of logic. To suggest something can come from nothing is to abandon reason itself. Now apply this fundamental law to yourself. Every aspect of your physical being can be traced back through an unbroken chain of causes. Your unique genetic code, the intricate blueprint for your body, was inherited from your parents and theirs from their parents. The language you speak, the very words forming in your mind right now, are the effect of years of listening, learning, and social interaction. Even your thoughts and personality, that intricate web of consciousness, are shaped by the countless experiences that have forged your neural pathways. If every other part of our existence has a clear cause, it is illogical to assume the most profound part of us, the soul, is an exception. So we must ask, what is the cause of the soul? Some may argue the soul is just an illusion, a ghost in the machine of the brain, but this materialistic view fails to account for its unique, non-physical qualities. Your soul is not random energy. It possesses profound attributes that defy simple chemistry. It has the capacity to make conscious decisions that can override instinct. It holds, creating a continuous sense of self that persists through decades of physical change. It exercises, weighing abstract concepts and acting with intention, and crucially, it recognizes a sense of right and wrong that transcends mere survival. Furthermore, the soul is not static. It grows, learns, and changes. This very capacity for development is proof that it is not self-sufficient. Anything that changes is, by definition, dependent on an external cause for that change. Just as a clay pot cannot shape itself, a soul that learns and evolves cannot be its own ultimate origin. True, absolute eternity implies a state of complete self-sufficiency, free from the limitations of time, growth, and change. This chain of causality cannot regress infinitely. It must terminate with a first cause, a cause that is itself uncaused. If the soul is an effect, and its cause cannot be the changing, contingent physical world, then its origin must lie with a source that is beyond change and contingency. This leads us logically to the existence of an unchanging, self-sufficient, and eternal being. This is the prime mover, the first cause of all existence. This is the one who is truly eternal, because he is not an effect. He is the source of all causes. This is the Creator, Allah. He is Al-Awwal, the first with no beginning, and Al-Akhir, the last with no end. The existence of your changing, learning, and striving soul is in itself a profound evidence pointing directly to its unchanging, all-knowing Creator. Consider your own consciousness. It is not like a stone which merely exists or a machine which merely processes. Your inner world is a universe of experiences. It knows the sharp sting of regret and the gentle warmth of hope, the heavy burden of guilt and the soaring lightness of joy. It dreams, it yearns, it seeks meaning. Philosophers call this qualia, the subjective quality of an experience. Think of the redness of a rose, the taste of honey, the feeling of love. A computer can analyze the wavelength of red light, but it cannot the color red. This rich, private, first-person reality of your consciousness is the first and most intimate proof that you are more than just a collection of atoms. It is the signature of your soul. Modern neuroscience has made incredible strides in mapping the brain. It can show us the neurons, the chemicals, and the electrical signals that correlate with our thoughts and emotions. We can see which part of the brain lights up when we feel happy. But this is only a correlation, not an explanation. This is known as the hard problem of consciousness. No scientist, after dissecting a brain, can point to a physical structure and say, here, this is the feeling of awe, or this is the concept of justice. Why? Because you cannot find an immaterial reality with material tools. It's like examining the ink and paper of a book to find the story. The physical medium carries the story, but it is not the story itself. The brain is the physical platform, but the consciousness that experiences life, the soul, is immaterial. Yet this immaterial soul works in perfect harmony with the material body. The relationship is much like software and hardware. Software is just information, a set of instructions. It has no weight, no physical dimension, but when run on physical hardware, it transforms an inert machine into a powerful tool. The soul, is the divine software, an animating command from Allah. It gives life, purpose, and awareness to the physical hardware of our bodies. Without the soul, the body is a lifeless vessel. This seamless integration where an immaterial intention to pray results in the physical act of prostration is a miracle we live every moment. Such profound and intricate harmony cannot be the product of random chance. How does a non-physical thought translate into a precise cascade of neural signals and muscle contractions? To believe this impossibly complex interface between the material and immaterial simply happened requires a greater leap of faith than acknowledging a creator. This perfect union of the seen and the unseen, the body and the soul, is a powerful sign, and of a designer who is all-wise and all-knowing. It points to Allah, who fashioned both the physical vessel and its conscious inhabitant, creating the human being in a perfect, miraculous balance. If your soul were truly self-existent, it would not be bound by time, memory, or change. But our souls grow, they forget, they learn, they regret. These are all signs of being created. The Qur'an tells us, and they ask you concerning the soul, say, the soul is of the affair of my Lord. Surah Al-Isra, 17:85. This means the soul is not your own invention. It is not something that appeared by itself. It is a trust, a creation, given by the one who owns all life. Imagine a lamp. The bulb shines with light, but remove the electricity and the light disappears. The bulb cannot shine on its own. In the same way, your soul gives life to your body, but it is not self-sustaining. Who lit this lamp of life inside you? You did not bring yourself into existence. And when you die, your soul does not vanish. It returns to the one who gave it. Just like the light returns to the source when the switch is turned off. If the soul were eternal by itself, why would we fear death? Why would we feel anxious about the unknown? Deep inside, every human feels, I came from somewhere and I'm going somewhere. This is why death is not just an end, it is a return. This natural fear is a sign placed within us. It pushes us to seek truth, not illusions of self-sufficiency. It reminds us that we are accountable to the one who gave us life. Some might argue, but physics says energy cannot be created or destroyed, only transformed. True, but who made energy in the first place? Who established the laws that govern it? Likewise, your soul does not appear from nowhere. It is not an accident. It is part of a greater design, an intentional act of creation by the one who is eternal and self-sufficient. So, can the soul be eternal without a creator? Logic says no, experience says no, revelation says no. Your soul is a guest, your body is a temporary house. The true owner of both is Allah, the creator. Islam invites you, don't worship yourself, don't worship illusions, connect your soul back to its source. Only then will your eternity have meaning, security, and peace.